Hello and welcome. Today is Sunday, the 28th of April 2024, and it's 12:51 p.m., just before 1 p.m. CEST. Hello and welcome. Let's breathe. Coming into the inner peace. Just finding the still point. Breathing into our center. I would hold it just there and not speak at all. Uh, Excuse me, but there's a lot of clearing going on, and it is not easy to find words that accurately describe the transformation we find ourselves in. I hear the words "life must go on," and certainly it will. I felt to share with you today because so many fluctuations and energies are reaching our physical destination here on Earth. If you are able to have an active lifestyle and have no issues, then I salute you. Great. Excellent if the energies work that way with you. For some of us, and for this being, yeah, the grounding or the embodiment or the mm, culmination of the sensitivities slows the physical body right down. That is the latest experience. It's not entirely new. However, since I am going into this in a more conscious way and I am allowing what is shared with me to share with you, it has less to do with a personal journey. Of course, you know, this voice, the place I'm at, the time it is, the moment I share is personal in that regard. However, the experiences are feeling more symbiotic or collective, more to do with sharing the physical experiences with a wider audience. And so thank you for being here. Thank you for feeling guided to listen at all. I do not claim anything. I am also not in any way here to disregard any kind of supportive practice that have been shared and the many books and so on that are available. Anything that supports you or anyone is absolutely a blessing. There are some things that have come up that I feel to share authentically but kindly. There is this energy, I would call it an overlay. And it has been connected to some of the astrological descriptions of planetary bodies. And as said now, that I understand from a human perspective, it is the most outer planet with the biggest cycle, something like 11,000 years and more. And it's changing signs these next couple of days. And Satnam has this heartbreaking story of this Inuit daughter. And it's all symbolically, I understand. It's all energetically speaking. But it feels like the abandonment of a child and basically wanting to push her into marriage. And yeah, she jumps into the ocean and in the end, she swims free. So, however, she is supposedly connected to what we have understood to be labeled as artificial and intelligent. And I simply cannot agree with this. Maybe you'll see in a few years or tenth of years that I may have been wrong. It doesn't fit into the understanding of my entire beingness. That's something created let's call it technology, supposedly has intelligence as we understand it. I'm not talking about IQ, I'm talking about biological, emotional, ancient wisdom. It invokes such a storm in my inner being that I felt to remind us, each other, that nature is the natural law, is the key. Let's call it that way. And the reason I'm speaking up today is because connecting with some astrological learning group and understanding how the asteroids and Kuiper belt objects and other outer planets fit into the blueprint of my astrological mandala. And understanding the significance yet. There are so many agreed upon laws that don't make sense. First of all, I would like to say we are aware of all heavenly bodies and of all galaxies, depending on our origin. You could almost say each cell in us relates to a planetary body, and certain clusters make up connections to stars and constellations. I would say it is our personal choice what kind and how much technology we allow into our lives. Or shall I say our home lives? Whatever invoked that reaction in me to feel guided, to open up. This circle to support self-healing, as we can receive energies directly. That's basically our talent. And saying this, I wanted to share that some of us are very much tuned into the energetics, and I understand there are a lot of definitions from the various sciences out there, and there are measurements out there, and listening to some of the data interpretation of some of the universal or solar energies, let's call it just like that, and the body's reaction. So my personal being really wanted to go to a farmer's market today, maybe take the bicycle, even though we have very changing weather, just because wanting to get some physical movement. Fresh air and so on. However, the entire being, and with this the physical body, just wants rest. And that may be because some of us are anchoring these new energies, and may even get the energies well before machines register this. And I would like to say that animals are very tuned in with this. And so is the earth body. The intelligence, what I mean is a consciousness. I mean, it's really no word. Okay. So this goes back to trust. To be with that energy that doesn't feel pleasant, has its own rhythm, creates physical signals. And the one which has been very profound today is the auditory, meaning the background noise, kind of a white noise, or mm, whether I'm inside or I'm outside. It is very strong today, so I am hearing a scale. I would say there may be 1 to 3 main sounds, some going up and down, and then there is a background of many smaller ones. So it's a stream. It's a stream of waves. Funnily enough, it shows itself if it's going from right to left, but that may be just because the way our ears are in our body. So I get the word solar wind. So maybe this is and checking with those that describe this. There was obviously one around the 20th, 21st, and the 27th. So today is the 28th. This is so it was on whatever scale. It was a much milder one. The last 24 hours or so compared to the one that was at the Jupiter-Uranus conjunction day, the 2021st, around there. And yeah, in between we had the full moon, right? So goodness. It seems we're very much living in the now moment. Excuse me. So there are clearings happening that I would say allows us to let go of of anat parts that were part of our anatomy that are shifting out. It seems a cleansing is taking place. And I so much wish to have some feedback how it appears to others. It seems in this person's case, it is the entire left side feels completely different from the right side. And some of this is understandable because there is some scar tissues from old events, and it feels that that is coming up, coming up to the surface. And I attempted to support my body in maybe having a day of fasting, but it seems whenever there is an energy shift, particularly also when I share about it, there's a lot of energy moved, and um, the blood sugar level fluctuates, and eating supports centering and grounding. And I'm not talking about a huge meal. I'm basically listening to my body, to what it wishes to have. And the body welcomed it and feels more at ease, and is still dealing with all the signals. And I'm basically allowing it to be with it. When I tried to tune into the areas in the body this AM, when basically there was no impulse to do anything, and it's not an easy task to let go. On a personal level, I'm very aware that life is limited here and that we wish to make the best out of it and do things that bring joy, particularly after the last years where we had so many limitations put upon us. However, it wanted to rest. and opening up to what we understand as meditation, or as breathing into the areas everywhere there was just nothingness. So letting go of expectations, totally nothingness, meaning no thingness. No thing is not a negative. It is just a big space. I would even say a positive void, and it's not the first time. And listening to that, feeling the areas in the body that are talkative, and allowing it to be. So, with this long introduction, I am now connecting with a circle of healing. So when I say a healing circle, it means we are creating an energy field sitting in or lying in circle and placing, and this healing circle is not there because someone else is doing the healing. What it is each of us opens up to themselves being an equal participant, absolute equal, no better, no worse, no more wise, no less wise, no more intelligent or more beautiful or whatever. No, we are all, if we feel to participate as a wise, loved, cared for, and intelligent being that enters into the circle because there's resonance to do so. And so please, I wish for the healing circle not to be misunderstood. Yes, it is an intentional space and as such that there is inner guidance. However, what we offer is our beingness, this voice with the intention that one day those of us wishing to sit in circle can equally share their voices. So in a way, it is a space holder, and it is an offering, like the sunshine. It is an offering, and It is what appears in the now moment, and with this, the authenticity. And I trust that we are connected with all those like-hearted that feel similar worldwide. And frequency-wise, we are having a joint reason, and that is to empower each being to cherish their self-healing ability. It's a good question to ask, why does it need to be mentioned at all if we all have it? Well, that's because when we have a lot of things going on in our lives, a lot of stresses, maybe even chronic illnesses, or we have loved ones with that, we can all do with a point of, yeah, a well, like a spring, yeah, somewhere where we can find community in that moment, should we not have it in our locality. So this is the reason behind it, and really the healing circle, or the circle for healing, came out of the peace circle, the circles for peace, as there's so much conflict going on out there. The My heart wanted to contribute something towards peace, and that was to offer circles for peace, and the circles for supporting self-healing are connected to these, because personally I come from the experience in this life that in my bio family, the reasons for many protective patterns all lie in the history of conflict. And with this, I mean global conflict, or systems that made people go to be part of conflicts. So it is outer constraints that took away a peaceful way of life, as to bring up healthy generations. There needs to be an environment of creativity, and the most creativity can come in peace. When there's no struggle for survival, and when one can feel safe in the home and with this safe in the body and doesn't need to develop coping mechanisms that then are manifested in the physical body, in the life. And a lot of the hurt, a lot of the post-traumatic stress went underneath into the emotional and psychological. So we were always great in treating physical stuff, but to heal on an emotional level, to even get there, to even address it, it's taken, yeah, I would say till now. And so often we may not find support and it is fully okay to ask for support from those who studied certain things. However, the integration and with that, so healing in a way is wholeness, is letting go of blockages and coming back to center, coming back to whole self, all of it, being fully in the capacity of your being with all its wisdom. And particularly when you are a sensitive person, the environment one connects with can load your system up with the feelings and emotions of others, and therefore we may require more rest, more coming back to center, and therefore creating these healing circles for self-healing. It is a crutch, if you want to see it that way, to offer this, but on an equal. Seeing you as whole as you are, and not something that needs healing. And we may not be here for ourselves. So the healing circle is really a label for a space that is created so we can find our inner truth in having an energy field that supports that. So it's a bit like when you're coming home from being out there and you can be in your own space and in your own energy. It doesn't matter what you wear and so on. And um, so it's a bit like that. It's a bit like accepting you just in this moment as things are, and showing compassion, showing that we are always loved and loved, and letting go of anything inorganic. And these could be any kind of energy forms that are created through, yeah, through maybe overwhelm, through maybe lostness, through maybe existential worries, through maybe not knowing where the sadness and so on comes from. And so here we center and breathe. And in a way, saying that the body is displaying signals, and that is not a negative, more it is a positive, because it shows this area needs attention. And so these healing circles are a place where these things can be shared. It takes a lot of energy, and it takes a lot of courage, and it takes a lot of integrity to hold space for each being. Okay, even longer introduction, but it seems it was necessary. So the healing circle today is silver, and it looks a bit like a bird's nest in these streams of energies, like long silver um, crystals, very fine, like branches, yeah, in a bird's nest kind of thing. This is how it appears. Honoring all cosmic energies, honoring our life here on Earth, honoring our resilience, thanking our body, just breathing, honoring the fact that it needs rest. Let's allow us to feel our body. Feeling each area that is feeling tight. And we are just observing it. It is undergoing a process. And we're gonna just tell it now, it is okay. It is okay, body, it is okay. It is okay to rest. Or even if we would say to do nothing, even though it's the body is doing a lot. But with doing nothing, we mean not using our movement apparatus, let's call it that way. We're just allowing it to lean onto the covers, to lie down. We're going to the next area that is tweaking in some way. And there may be other areas showing up while we're relaxing more. It is okay to feel the way we do. There may be pictures of feelings coming up from past situations where we were kind to someone, where we even liked them or loved them, and they could not do the same for us. So we simply forgive ourselves, forgive them, acknowledge our sadness, the loss maybe we felt, and maybe this has to do with losing a loved one in all its possibilities, whether they separated or whether they transition. And we felt we missed out. We missed out on their presence. We missed out on their love. We missed out on their friendship. We missed out on talking with them, sharing meals, just being in the same space. And so maybe what is still coming up is a collective grief process we are going through. And yeah, over life no longer being what it used to be like 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 40 years ago, 50 years ago, or even beyond that. The feeling we had, the people that were in our lives, maybe the belonging to family, maybe sure it wasn't all great, but it was more, it felt more grounded in a way, less technology. It felt more held, maybe, belonging to a family, however loosely. Maybe having a lot of hopes, maybe learning something, studying something, working in an environment, but there was always this feeling of creating something. And today it seems like we put a lot of energy into that. And life has changed. And we may be without the places, the people, the pets, the loved ones. And we may not know where this new earth, this new world, this new community is that we feel hope we are part in building, because we're building community with ourselves first of all. Whilst all the energies that are being felt here on earth may manifest in a changing sleeping and resting pattern, in a changing feeling cold or warm, or a changing or feeling of food intake, and a changing digestive system. a changing value system in the sense that we're letting go of this what may be called discipline. Maybe this is the feeling from that planet that, according to the Western tropical zodiac, was in Taurus for the last 50 plus years and is moving into Gemini, and to do with communication, to do with moving out of the materialism into the spiritual. This is so difficult because to me everything is spiritual. But in retrospective, you could say that life was more centered around materialism with all those structures we had, and now it seems to be more to do with consciousness, understanding, wishing to understand. Maybe we have learned that however many material things you have, it doesn't replace the connection that you have with yourself. So in a way, maybe we're creating a holistic abundance where we choose out of inner guidance, and we don't need to follow trends or satisfy the need to give us some joy in purchasing something, even though, of course, it can change your lifestyle if you didn't have a bicycle and now you have one and you enjoy riding the bicycle and that is your joy. But then you are choosing that out of the joy for the cycling. It's not quite cycling season here yet. So I suppose the healing circle of today is about placing this nothingness into the circle for self-healing and being in the now, accepting the signals of the body and giving the body the space, the time, and the compassion it requires, allowing it to rest. And it is the healing circle of trust, as we are trusting that the process we are in is a natural process and will us guide to that what we would like to be. Come back into more joy, share things that are fun, have the energy to focus on something that is important to us. So we're completely allowing ourselves to let go. And acknowledge possibly this tiredness we have. The tiredness is really because we would like to have peace. We are tired of fighting. We are yearning in a way, an ease of being, that those things that we require, those things that we may need solutions for, that there are gateways to solving this, or that we get an inspiration. I get this picture of a beautiful beach and a beautiful ocean and a beautiful sunshine, not too hot and not too cold, and just resting, maybe being able to bathe in the water. And all those that can do this, lucky you. It is still too cold here. But maybe getting this visual is because that would help the body to integrate the energies and to heal, particularly if you're not feeling comfortable in your physical body right now. It is just a matter of totally loving, totally accepting, being there for you, even if the things aren't perfect and you are doing all the right things you can do, but it doesn't seem to have lasting effect. It seems the body has its own rhythm. Yeah, this is all that is being shared today in this circle for self-healing support. It is to accept that stillness, that rest, and to absolutely love, compassionately respect, and accept the being as it is in this moment, with trusting that feeling of non-understanding anything, of not making sense, of just being, and also accepting how uncomfortable it feels in this space. And let's just agree upon the things that many archetypes, many stories, many definitions, many concepts have already changed, and that we allow space for what is in the process of becoming. And we are placing all our loved ones, all of the beings of this planet, the entire galaxy, into the space of this healing circle to share compassion, love, and support any self-healing that really it's a rebalancing and equilibrium Um, Coming back to center is the sentence I'm being given. I'm seeing a bright sun right now, so maybe going outside in the starlight or the sunshine, or just touching earth with the bare feet. Never mind how fresh it is. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for being there, holding the energy. It's rather a little weird one today. Not wishing to judge any of it. But honoring being in it and having shared this with you and offering this to the energies of all and to ourselves. I am thanking you deeply from my heart for being there, sending out a lot of love and thanks and well wishes. Be well. Thanking all our pets and animals, all of our nature, all of elementals, all of the planetary bodies and our physical, yeah, our bodies, our beings, our beingness. We are equipped to okay, let's agree on transcending the old. What's the word? Transcendence is a little bit transmuting, transforming, transcending. Yeah, right. Rising above. Okay. But really, it is about honoring our being here now. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for listening. Thank you for caring. And thank you for being your authentic self, being here on planet Earth with me, with my loved ones, with, yeah, in this community of supporting self-healing in this healing circle of today. Thank you. And this is Blue for bluroom.org. Thank you.